you are live. Hey, it is Tuesday night. It's not my normal day. This has kind of been crazy, crazy, crazy. So I want to say hello and see how everybody's doing. Who's out there with me? Let's make sure all our volume is down. Oh, we have Elizabeth. Let me think. Betty, how many more names do we have for you? I know I have a couple. How are you? You doing well? You doing good? You had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I hope that you had a good time and enjoyed. Apparently, I was working. I was working because I decided just out of the whim to post some stuff and get them sold. Hey Joy, how are you? It's good to see you. How are things going? What did you think of Crop at Home Cinco? Right? I mean, are you still working on pages? I just got my box, the extra box that you buy. Hello, Yvonne. How are you? Okay, so I have a lot to go through. I had to take notes because this involves math, and math is not where my talent lies. Is where what I like to say. Hello, hello. How are you? Let's see. We have. Does it say Kathy? Oh, Kathy. Yes. How are you doing? Okay, so I want to say hello to everybody. Welcome to my little channel here, the little corner of YouTube that I like to invade every once in a while. Hello, Anna. How are you? My desk is a hot mess, so there's not a whole lot that I need to show you on my desk. I've gotten a lot of requests to try to explain what I did with this little weekend sale, rummage sale on my Facebook page. So here's the gritty and the gritty and the good and the bad. Okay, so let's see what we had. I have been collecting scrapbooking supplies for, let's see, my kiddo is 25 years old, and so 26 years of crafting supplies. And every time we move with lately it was like a 7 years, 15 years, 5, and then yearly. So every time I move, I try to downsize my crafting supplies. A couple of times I've made it bigger, but I tried to kind of get those supplies down. I am one that when the new Impress machine comes out, I'll go buy the new one and immediately try to sell the old one. I've done that with all of my Cricuts, immediately turn it around and try to get it out of the house. I have this thing that I like to say, the sin of gluttony, and it's with the stuff around me that I feel like I have too much and I get that sinful feeling. It's not joyful. So I need to get things down to basics. So I will sell my, Explorer 2 so that I can go get the Cricut Maker 1 or something, whatever. I do right now have a Cricut 1 Maker. I have not bought the 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number they're on, because I don't use it that often. And there's so many other machines coming out, those printers and 3D printers and so many things coming out. So I haven't bought a new machine lately. I like the Cricut Maker. It does enough for me. So hello, how's everybody doing? We are talking about Crafty Stash and what you do with it, okay? All of these boxes back here, I have another set over there, and this is 6 feet tall. And they all have paper behind them, and I need them to be covered up because like this. Okay, I can't. I have to live in a more simple way. It just is better for my eye. Like this little mess I have here, it bothers me, but it's gonna be okay. I kind of just try to live with it. Look, if I stand right here in front of it, we'll block it. Okay, so that's part of who I am. I like things a little simple. I like them organized. I have a label maker that I use on a regular basis. That's just where I live. You guys know that I've talked to you about my favorite file box trash can. I have a great big huge kitchen trash can, and I use it as my scrap file. I do not put food trash in here. I only use paper trash in it. It stays underneath my desk. Nobody else uses it. And I put all my scraps in there that are too small to keep. And then that month, you know, it takes a long time to fill up. So as the month goes, I pull things out if I need a little bitty something of something. If not, I just kind of close my eyes and pull it out and let the trash take it away. Because it's just too much. We have full size 12 by 12. So why do we have scraps all over the place if we have 12 by 12 beautiful paper? Anyway, so anyway, that's where I'm coming to you from, is that I do like the idea of being organized and decluttered. That's just where I live. Okay, so who do we have here with us? Yvonne and Kathy and Joy. Hello, hello, Anna. I'm so glad you guys are here. Hello, Michelle and Cindy and you know, whoever else is out there with me. Hello, hello, hello. We say we have 18 people watching. Please say hello. Tell me your name. Where are you at? Okay, so then I will continue. Where's my little notes? So I have been collecting for 20 plus years. All the time I try to downsize my stash. Okay, I am a shopper. I do love a good bargain. I do like to shop on sale, just like all of us, right? Why buy it full price? Why not get it on sale? So I do that a lot. So I have, in the last I would say 4 or 5 years, I have downsized my stash brands. So the brands that I love in my house, I don't have 500 million brands like I used to. Hello, Rita, how are you? So I have Anna Griffin stuff of all kinds of goodies. And then I have Mintate that I love. I have a lot of different type of storage containers that I love, like the Totally Tiffany type of containers, okay? So I love those. I have tons of dies, but most of my dies are Anna Griffin ones. And then I do have some of my old goodies that are Tim Holtz, those big fat ones. So those big fat ones need the special electric thing. I have one from Tim Holtz, the big suitcase that is electric that runs through there. I did not keep, I'm almost positive that I did not keep any of my cranking non-electric machines. I figure that I'm going to use it. It's going to be electric. If I don't have electricity because the power's gone for whatever world we live in, then I probably won't be crafting. Okay? I probably won't. And I'm not going to be one that's crafting while I'm camping or RVing. I just don't see that. And if so, then I'm sure there will be a plug where I live, because I'm kind of that kind of a camper. I need a plug. My sweet husband always says that I want to be an RVer and I want to camp and whatever. And he says that my idea of camping is a hotel without room service. So that's what I'm saying about having the crank machines. I got rid of all of them. I have my big Tim Holtz electric machine. I have my Impress. I have 2 Impresses, the original, and I have the new Elite. The original stays in my suitcase that's packed up, ready to go crafting. Whenever Pamela Densmore says, hey, Martha, I'm coming over, then I grab my bag and I'm ready to run wherever she's going, okay? I do have that packed up. I'm not going to be traveling with my Elite because it's brand new and the princess needs to sit where she needs to sit at, okay? So that is where I'm at with all different brands and all different kinds, okay? I have already downsized all of that stuff that's not branded that I'm using. And then I also have supplies that I have not used, or it's not an Anna Griffin supply. Let me see what I have right now. I have some organizing bags, the little zipper bags that I love from Creative Memories. They kind of look like an old man, old-fashioned type of a toilettiere bag, like where you put your shaving stuff in. It's the Creative Memories. I love those for the ink dyes, the dyes that we use for holding all your little inks in one space. I have about 5 of those right now. I have a lot of different organizing bags that are in my stash that still need to get sold. So I do have a area in my house. I call it an eBay table, my eBay closet, the eBay bed, wherever it may be. And that might be where you need to start. You need to have a space in your closet, in your house, that is for your eBay store. That's what I call it. I have sold a couple of things on eBay, but I'm not a big eBayer. So I keep accumulating things in there. And when we cleaned out my closet and when we redid that closet, that space was just like, it was on a table and it was like 6 feet tall, and just huge amounts of stuff all over the place. So I said, I've got to get with it. This eBay store is getting really big. This is too much stuff. I have that. And then where here in Texas, over on the south side, Galveston area, Friendswood, there is a scrapbook store that is a brick and mortar store I absolutely love. Shout out to my Scrap Shack girls over there. They have a store scrapbook garage sale, I think maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And you price all your stuff, you bag it, you price it, and you take it to the store, and it's there for the weekend, and they sell it at whatever price you have. You price it on Friday. On Saturday, it's like 50% off. And I think on Saturday, it's 50% off. And then by Sunday, it's also 50% off. So it goes really fast. Your stash goes fast. And you have to remember, if you sell, I don't know, I'm going to tell you, I was trying to sell my another Impress machine for $100, $125 at this garage sale. It did not sell. $125. It did not sell. On the 50% off day, I just said, just let it go. You can pull out the stuff that you don't want to sell at 50, and I just said, let it go. Nobody bought my Impress machine for $75. And that is because that store does not sell Anna Griffin products. So most of their buyers aren't Anna Griffin fans. Does that make sense? So what I take to that garage sale is non-Anna Griffin stuff. It is stuff like rulers. It is store supplies. It could be tons of Tim Holtz, those little curiosity things, beads and pearls, and all kind of knickknacks that I have go to the scrapbook store. That helps me. I will show you what I just bought online. So this last February, we had a garage sale. This is what I buy from the Scrap Shack. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after Pop at Home 5, I needed to restock my score tape. So I ordered all of this stuff from Scrap Shack and the glue, my favorite, the glitter glue. So this is what I do with my Scrap Shack garage sale money. They give you credit for your stash. So therefore, they don't give you cash back. But I go to a yearly crop there, which is $200, and I buy my supplies there. So for me, it works out good that I can use that credit for those products, okay? This last January, I had not quite a car full of stuff, but I still made $380 at this garage sale. And they give you face value. What you sell for $380, you get credit for $380. So that was a really good deal. So I'm able to buy my $200 crop ticket, and I'm able to still buy $180 worth of glue and supplies. Now, this was only $100 of it, or something like that. I haven't used it all up. So that's what my stuff goes with that. So there is that part. Okay, so you have to keep those things going. You have to move them out slowly. But I really recommend having a space that you're going to put things on, so that you can kind of get them out of your room. And in my other world, my home world, I have steps to get rid of stuff, because I like lots of stuff. And so in my closet, I have a bag, a big tote bag, that when I don't like something, or it doesn't fit the way I want it to fit, or shoes don't, I don't like them anymore, and I want to donate them away, I put them in my tote bag. Once the tote bag gets filled up, I move it to the garage or to the foyer. And and that might take 6 months. Okay, I don't like purge constantly. It might take 6 months before that bag, it's a big one, before it gets full. If I have not taken it out and I haven't purged it while I see the tote bag every day, like in the kitchen and the foyer, that means that stuff I don't need. And so I put it in my car, which is the third place that it goes to: the closet, the foyer, and then the car. And in my car on Tuesdays, I go and donate it to our clothes closet here in my little community. And they take everything clothes-wise to that location, okay? So those kind of things, you just got to kind of get into the habit of letting things go and knowing that somebody else is going to be able to use it and have that joy that you were able to help somebody else with it. So just kind of move along with that. Okay, so what else is on my list? Do we have questions? Hello, Patty. Hello, Rita. How are you? Cindy is here with me also. Okay, so I have those things going here. Okay, so Saturday, I think is when I started. Just Nick was home. Nick came home on Friday, and he saw my eBay store in his room, like all over his room. So I kind of just got motivated because I said, what am I waiting for? So on Saturday, I started, and I had already in my mind decided what I wanted to sell and how much I wanted to sell. And this is my way of how I like to sell things, even when I sell things, let's say Tupperware containers. I like to sell them in bulk pieces, okay? So the first item that I had for sale was those craft boxes, those cute little craft boxes that are underneath here. And I still have to, anyway, the craft boxes, those craft boxes from the shoes. I think I had 3 or 4 sets of shoes. So I wanted to sell the craft box. I ended up with 3 of them, 4 of them. I ended up with 4 craft boxes. All the paper shoes. I want one person to buy all the paper shoes. I don't want to sell one box for $20. I want one person to buy them for $80. Like, I want somebody to take the whole batch, okay? So I had a 3 set of craft box, and I made a list of what I sold. I sold 12 items, okay? And the craft box was 3 of them, and my price, I'm thinking those things were expensive. Weren't they like 70 bucks each? Do you guys have them? The shoe, the Princess Victorian shoe, the little cute little sneaker shoe. The sneaker shoe I never ever even opened. I never peeled the dye off of the plastic. The little man shoe, I think I made a card for Nick. Anyway, I sold the entire set for $75, which means one box was 25 bucks, that set of 3, okay? I think 25 bucks is a really good price for a craft box. So if one person wanted to buy one, then I'd have 3 items I have to ship. I'd rather ship the whole set. So think about that when you're packaging your stuff. Think about making it into a set, not just one ruler. How about we make 10 rulers, okay? So that was one thing that I had, and I like to do that with all my other stuff. I had craft luggage, the beautiful Anna Griffin crafting luggage that's black on rollers with the black grace print on it. I realized this last crop at Home 5 that I was being overindulgent of having 3 sets of luggage. I only need 2 sets of luggage. Hello, Karen. Are you going to make fun of me? I'm sure you are, Karen. I know you love me, but okay, so I had 3 of those luggages. I realized from this last create that I needed 2 of them. One is for my toolbox, another one is for my Impress, and then it's heavy enough. And then the other one is for my projects, my paper pouch projects, and that I like my Cricut. So that 3rd box needed to find a new home. Recently, I bought the Cricut one, and then I had an extra toolbox because I bought a whole toolbox to get the trash can from it because I gave the trash can as a gift to somebody else and they didn't need the toolbox. But you know, those trash cans are really valuable. They don't usually come with the trash can, okay? So I sold the crafting luggage that Anna Griffin just sold her $140, the rolling cart with Francesca on it, okay? So I sold that one and the Cricut bag and the toolbox and the Never Finding It trash can. So it was 4 pieces of it. I think that if I sat on it or sold it on eBay, I think I could probably sell it for 600 bucks. I know that I would probably buy it for maybe 500, okay? Because it's a whole set. It's the whole shebang. So I spoke to my friend Pamela, that is also a very good shopper, and we decided to price it at 300 with shipping cost in it, okay? Uh, I ended up spending, I thought that 50 bucks would be enough to sway the cost of shipping, and it was not. I spent 100 bucks on shipping that baby, but I made $300 on it. So I cleared 2. Okay, so you have to kind of give and take. You know, Pamela and I had decided that 200 was probably a good price for that to begin with. So we already knew that if I did 300, then I'd have an extra 50 bucks, and then I'd have 50 bucks for shipping. So there's that. The other thing that I sold, project number 3, and I'm going to start talking faster if that's even possible, because I had the Crop at Home 5 box came in the mail on Friday. So I opened up that baby and knew that I wanted to get to sell the tools that came in there and the craft swag bag, because I don't need it. I'm not a fast scrapbooker. I don't need 2 sets of the borders. I'm perfectly okay doing that. Shipping is very expensive. Yes, Patty, it was 20 pounds, and it was like 20 by 20 box. So yes, it's expensive. And I do use PirateShip.com for my shipping method. I've never used it before Monday. I opened it up and looked at and saw some YouTube videos on it, but I never opened it up before. Okay, I had made an account, but I kind of looked at the video and I said, but I'd never used it before. It is so easy. You can't even believe it. And so go get one. Go get a pirate ship. You print your own labels and you just drop it off at the mailbox. How easy is that? Okay, so more to sell. Let me tell you. Okay, where did I sell my stuff? I sold it on my private page, and I sold it on the Texanas, and I sold it on the Griffinites, family, friends, what are they called? Favorites, people who love. I put it on every website I could, all at the same time. And I put a little dot at the bottom that said multiple postings listed, so that when one person would mark it sold and paid me cash through Facebook, I immediately went in and deleted all the other ads. I actually recommend that you take a screenshot of whoever says they want it once the conversation gets going, and take a screenshot so that you know what you're selling them and you know who it is. And then I went and deleted all the posts before, because I didn't want somebody else constantly asking me, where's the box, where's this, where's that. So once I found my buyer, then I deleted all the posts that I had, and I think I had them at 2 of the fans, Anna Griffin, and the Facebook Market. We have a little thing here in town that says Polly's Porch. All those kind of places is where I posted. I think my Facebook friends bought most of my stuff, though. I think I might have sold 1 or 2 things to somebody that I really didn't know. Okay. I also sold the art journals. I sold 2 sets of art journals. That's 200 bucks. You know that. Each set of art journals were $100. And I had 1 that I used and 2 were not. And then, so there was 5 books in there that were brand new. 1 was used. And I sold it for, I think, $50. So I sold the mini and the Impress. Let me keep going and telling you what I sold, because I sold my mini and my Impress machine for $100 bucks, both of them. And she paid for shipping. Anyway, I sold a tote, a Phoebe tote, and an agenda. I sold bunny set embellies. That was 4 sets of embellies. I think that easily could be 50 bucks for each embelly container. You know, one of those little containers like this. You know, these little containers. These can easily be 50 bucks. And they were gorgeous bunnies with all the Easter stuff. So that was a huge amount. And so I'm saying that's 200 bucks. I mean, that was, and I think she paid 50 bucks for it. Yeah, I don't remember. Um, and then another craft box I sold for $25 to somebody else. A Halloween kit also, I think that was 150 bucks. That was a huge, and I think it was also 40 or $50. The other kit that was huge that I sold was a Simply card kits. I had 5 of them. Somehow, I think they came in our mystery boxes. I think I had one given to me in one of those elephant games, you know, white elephant games. For some reason, I had 5 of them, and they were all perfectly clean and unused. Those are $40 to $50 each, and that is 5 of them. And I sold it for $100. That is a really good deal. I would buy that. That's how I was pricing my stuff if I would buy it. Now you have to remember, I was estimating shipping. So shipping bit me in the behind, but I know now. So that's what I'm saying. Now you can go into PirateShip, you put in their zip code and you know how much to charge. I was kind of just like, I think this might be 10 bucks. Oh, this might be 5. And then I sold the puzzle kit. It's so hard, I cannot do it. And it was an extra one. And I have both of those puzzle kits, and I want to say that the puzzle kit was maybe $25 and $5 to ship, and I think it cost me $7 or $8 to ship. But you know, it's a live and learn kind of thing. Okay, so what my estimate on these 12 items, retail value, I'm thinking it's about $2,100. You guys, you know, we okay. So I collected $980. My PayPal fees were about $15 to $20. Some people were able to figure out how to send me PayPal money or Venmo money without doing the fees. Those fees are, it could be like $5 for $100. So it's a lot. So that's why I like to sell to friends, because they know who I am. I'm always going to put a tracker on my package, and I'm always going to insure it. So those are kind of things. But anyway, 15 bucks out of 12 items, that was like $1 per piece. That's not horrible. My shipping fees were the ones that really hit me hard because I didn't know how much things would be shipping. And so it is $250. So in total, I made $715 in a 3-day weekend. I posted Saturday and Sunday during Mother's Day, and I posted, and then I closed shop. And I have 2 items that are left to have not sold, and I will show you those items also. And I put them in like an album on my page, and just left them there to marinate and see if anybody bites. But they're big items, and so maybe we just need some time to think about it. What else do I want to tell you? $715 was my outside profit. I have learned now that I sell Anna Griffin to Anna Griffin fans. I'm not going to try to sell my Empress to somebody who has never seen one. I also did a little video. If it's an electric item you want to sell, I did a little video. This item was working when I sent it your way. What didn't sell or took longer, it was these big items that I want to show you. And then what surprised me during the process of what was going on is how fast my items were selling. I do think that the items that I was selling were pretty recent. You know, all the craft boxes from the shoes, the mini Empress with the tote, with the cover on top. I didn't sell my tote. I sold my cover. Does that make sense? Okay. You know, they were big packages. They were, to me, I felt like I was giving my people a really good bargain for what I was selling. And that's the other thing you kind of have to do. What would I buy this item? Do you want to sell, I don't know, a set of dies, 1 die for $10? Or do you want to make a big package of them for $30 and really make it a good price? You want to send it out to another home is the idea, to let some air out of your overfilled craft room. So I used Facebook Marketplace to talk to all of my buyers. That is, for me, very safe. I could take screenshots to make sure that I was talking to the right person, because sometimes you might be talking to the same Alice or two different Alices, so be careful. Not Alice's, Alice. The packing, I got better at it, and I apologize if the packing is a little rough. I got better as the day went on. Now I feel like I have a better idea of what packing is, and I didn't even know on the shipping for pirate shipping, there is a box, and then there's a cellophane box, bag that you can also put a box in. I thought I had to make the cellophane bag on a box super tight. Regardless, I used probably 3 rolls of Crafty storage tape. This big tape, because that big 20-pound bag box was like taped up from top to bottom. Okay, so I like the idea of selling bundles. That's the big thing. Get those bundles packed in your head, okay? That worked for me as far as my whole thing. Put it on your, your crafty friends. Put it on your state group. Put it on the Anna Griffin who love Anna Griffin fans. Find those. There's 2 other areas that you can put Anna Griffin stuff on. And then the cost of shipping, you now know you can go to PirateShip, those kind of things. And is it worth it all the way around to find out if it was worth it to me? I do like the idea of having $700 in my pocket. So was it worth it to me? Yes. Personally, I think that was a really awesome experience. I still feel like I will show you what I have left. Okay. I feel like it was a really good experience for me. I told you bundles, right? I'm not going to try to sell one embossing folder. I want to sell 19 embossing folders, okay? So this is 19 embossing folders. They are all, let's pull it out, okay? They are all Anna Griffin. You can see that they have the brand. I am giving you the little plastic storage thing that it comes in, and it also comes with this little extra. All of them come with the little strip that's the border card maker. These are all Anna Griffin. Only one of them has a little defect on it. Oh, and also, these are the extra ones that have the cut. Do you remember before we used to get our die and then our embossing folder not together? So these have the dies that cut, and here is the defect on this one. It must have been one that I loved. But do you see this little piece right here that connects? Well, this one broke. So I put some gorgeous hot pink duct tape on it, and it works just fine. So I have 19 embossing folders. I saw these on eBay, and I want to say that there was a set of 25 embossing folders. Okay, I love embossing folders, but guess what? I'm always going to my favorite, which is the one with the big roses. I love those big monster cabbage roses, or are they peonies? No, they're roses. It says Paisley Rose. And it also has that little space that opens here. You guys know about that space, right? Because you can make it strip. You don't have to cut the paper. You can make it longer. Anyway, so this one is the one that's right here by my desk. That's the one I always use. I have another box full of these, okay? This is not all of them. This is just what I think I won't use. So I still have a big stash of them. 19 on eBay, 19 of these babies. No, 25 of them are going for $350, okay? I put a price of 50 bucks on this thing. 19 of them for 50 bucks. There's 19 plastic containers, organizers. They're $1 each, the organizer by itself, okay? Because there's for sale on Anna Griffin's site, that little plastic container with the little things, and they're already labeled. I mean, really, why would you not want them? But 50 bucks plus shipping is what goes with this. And then the other one that I will show you when I'm talking about a bundle. Here is my bundle. It's Father's Day, people, okay? So what do I have here? I have a postie that says how much it cost. So I'm thinking this might be about $50. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. This is called, you have to flip it over the other way to see it. This is called Beauregard Slimline Cards and Envelopes. It has never been used, okay? It is the entire thing. It is slimline with foils on here. Do you see that gorgeousness? I think that, and it has the envelopes. I think it's worth 50 bucks. I don't know. Is that what you think? We paid for it on the website, okay? And then I have another one that is called Perfect Palettes for Him, okay? It is, I want to say 4.5 by 5 cards. I didn't count them, but I want to say there's 36 of them. I think that's at least $40. Okay, so I put the price on it because I'm going to tell you how much it is. And then I have Gentleman Study Toppers. I think we paid at least 40 bucks for this one. It has 48 card stock die cuts with 60 sentiment stickers. And everything is in here. It has never been used. Okay? And why would you not buy it? I already have it labeled for you. Look at that. Okay, another one. And this is one item, okay, that I'm putting it as a bundle. So I'm explaining to you what a bundle is. Here is 96 cardstock dies. It is the collage toppers for him. These are absolutely gorgeous. You can see what all of these are. I think this is probably closer to like 50 or 50 bucks for online. I put 40, but whatever. I'm just trying to let you know how much I think these items cost. Okay, and then I have the very elusive that is already out of stock, and it's called the Wallet Card Making Kit. You make 20 cards with this. They're super darling. Have you guys seen these? They are so cute. Look at this. It's a wallet. Why would you not want that? For Dad's Day, it's coming up. Okay, I have the die, the hard metal die for it, but this one has, look how cute that is. Anyway, there is 20 of them in here. I think this might be, I think I saw it on sale on eBay for 45, so I put 40 on it. I was trying to price my stuff. And then this one is another one. It is square cards, and I put the price of 45 on it. Is anybody keeping count of how much this is going to be? It's called Beauregard Square Cards and Envelopes. Really pretty. It matches the slim line. And it comes with envelopes, okay? Now remember. And then there's the last one, the big 5x7s, the big 5x7 daddy. And this is called Perfect Patterns for Him. Okay? Envelopes and cards. And was this one also 30? It doesn't tell me how many, but it's a good stack. It has to be at least 36. I think that was the normal amount. Okay, and then the last one that's kind of my little leftover stuff that I had from Cart Home. Yep, this is the Cart Home leftover box, okay? And this is all I have left over from Cart Home. I want to say it was 16 of these little cards. Maybe 12, I'm not sure. But it's this stuff, okay? I can't do the math after work hours. I can't do the math during work hours. How about that one? Okay, so I did the math for you, and I figured out that what I was valuing all of these items are $325. This entire tote. I think that's $325. I priced it at $125. So that's a third of what we paid retail for, okay? If you want to know how much I price things for, I'm thinking this is all $325. That is without tariffs and without taxes. Tariffs, taxes, not. $125. Why would you not want this? Now you have to pay for shipping because now I know better. This is a lot of paper. I don't know. I have to go weigh it. But it, I have to put it in a big box, right? Because it needs to go to your house. So it's $125. Why would you not want that? You need to make your daddy cards for this weekend. It's June. Okay, so let's make sure we figured out what we had. I put stuff up on all the websites. Let's make sure I hit all my spots that I wanted to make sure we talked about. I put them on all the websites that I can find. There's also, I know so many of us have Crafters Companions. I have already gotten out of that circle a long time ago. So I know that that is a big one. But there's also HSN buyers and sellers, those kind of places, selling the floral tote with those. You know what, sweetheart? If you want the floral tote can go home with you. It does have a little defect on there. You see that? I had it up for sale. Okay, so this floral tote was going to go with the Phoebe bag. Okay, absolutely gorgeous tote. And then I said, oh, it's starting to lose its little, do you see that little stuff? And I said, oh, I'll put it in my Goodwill department. But I've been using it to carry this stuff around. If you want it with your, yes. So then we'll make $325 up to, how much are those? 80 bucks new? Exclusive item that we don't sell anymore. Maybe $100. So now I'm from $325 to $4. So that is where I'm at with those things. Go open up an account with PirateShip. They will find the cheapest, the best, the fastest rate for you for your items. And they'll let you put things in bags. And you have to you need to measure your items and weigh them. For that big 20-pound bag, I had to weigh myself and then hold it. It was hysterical because my husband wasn't home. I had my cell phone tied to the bottom of my bar stool, and I pushed video, and then I got on and weighed myself, and then I got off, and then I held my box, and then I got on. I couldn't see with this big old box like this how much I weighed. But look, it was fun. It was fun. It was Mother's Day weekend. And it was a huge bonus for me because I haven't been to work lately. So it was wonderful to make a little cash. So was it worth it? For me personally, it was worth it. If you are in the Texas area, there are scrapbook stores in the area that have garage sale scrappy stuff. So you sneak on here. Hey, B, how are you? So yes, so for me, I think it was worth it to make a little cash from my stash. And I still have a bunch of stuff that needs to still get sold. I did not sell any of my dies. And I have a huge collection of Christmas embellies. I don't think I could ever possibly use all of those embellies. I also have tons of sentiments that need to go into a bundle. You tell me, how much would you pay for a sentiment? Let's say per sentiment. How much would you pay for here, Shelly? Oh my God, at the end, LOL. I love you, Shelly. I also have 2 huge boot shoe boxes of what do you call those? Envelopes, just envelopes. Because I've used to use some of the cards for my scrapbooking. And so I have tons of envelopes. And I think I figured out that I think Anna Griffin is selling hers for 50 cents an envelope. So maybe like 20 cents per envelope. Like, I don't know. But I have shoe boxes worth, like 2 big boot boxes. You know, a boot box is bigger of envelopes. So yes, I am getting with Beth because you know Beth. I know you, Beth Candy, that we are going to take your stash to Scrap Shack. Yes. It's so easy. She'll mail you the stickers. You put the price that you want. It's a tiny little sticker. Is the shoe is the little scanny thing is tiny, and so I always put it on a big yellow piece of paper, the little scanny there, and then I put a big shipping piece of tape on top of my items when I sell it at the scrapbook store, so that that little sticker cannot come off. Everybody can see how much it costs. And I also, at the scrapbook store, bundle things up into pouches because I think it's better to sell something for $5 at a garage sale than it's a gallon bag zippy of stuff compared to trying to sell, 500 of those little beads. Like, what are we going to do? Okay. So what do you think? Questions for me. I like the fact that you sold the stuff and just got not give them away. Yes, I feel really good about moving them on to a new home. Somebody else is going to be able to use them. My goodness, my little friend said she was going to use them for her 4-H sisters, students. Uh, so it was a really good price. I think that they were really priced really well. So they moved out quickly. It was kind of a good shopping weekend if you think about it. Maybe some of these ladies were buying a gift for themselves. I think that's fabulous. But you have to remember, was it worth it? I sold 12 items. I sold 12 items, or let's go back. I sold to 12 people bundles, and the total on my side was $700. So I think that that is a really good mix of things, okay? I would say that you need to turn your things into nice big bundles and I realize that this is 125, this manly stuff, and that's a big item. Maybe I need to break it up into 2 items and make them like 75, or 3 items and turn them into 50. So that's a little bit more reasonable amount to sell. You have to find the sweet spot for your crafty friends that is a good amount to spend. Like, right? Like, my friends, might not have any problem paying, $50 for lunch. And some people may not have a problem spending, $300 or $400 for lunch. So you kind of have to find where your friends are friendly at what amount you're going to spend. I think $700 is a good amount. Dang, what did you sell? Okay, I gave it to you earlier. I'm sorry, Candy. Lots of stuff for 12 items, lots of stuff. And the big one was that pouch also, right? I sold the Crop at Home 5 toolbox and the swag pouch and the exclusive 2 frames that are not being sold for $100. $100. That's like a really good price. And I sold the mini Empress for $100 with the cover. Okay, so those things all kind of add up. All right, thank you so much. If you have more questions about selling, I would love, just drop me a question, send me a little Facebook message post, give me a thumbs up, and hey, let's go clean out those rooms. Candy, yes, Ziploc baggies, like make them into $5 Ziploc baggies if we're gonna go to the garage sale. Like, I think that is a super, super fun thing to do. Okay, so next time we have to talk about my page. I have to get this finished up. It is not there yet, but here's the Madison page that I'm working on. It's just been kind of crazy. Okay, thank you. Good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Have a great night. Go declutter. Bye.